Uh, Alright there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos. And I've just currently read numerous reports online, and apparently Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Aurier, the current PSG defender. He hasn't been one of really a main priority target for Manchester United, but it's just broke out from reports that he has agreed terms with Manchester United. This is a player who's a bit of a potted. This deal could not finalise through, as he has got a bad reputation as this current player, and he's currently been banned from the UK. He's done a lot of stuff over the course of a couple of years, so he does have a bad reputation about him. But this means this deal may not finalise. It could still finalise. I don't think there's been a deal yet at stake that's been agreed. But I think Aurier is in the equation about this as well. I think he's going to be negotiating and stuff, who represents Zlatan, Pogba, Mkhitaryan and all that, and Lukaku. But I think he's part to do with this as well. I think he's in negotiations, and I still think negotiations are going on for the current player. Because basically PSG probably may not need him now, as they've got Dani Alves in there and that. They've got a few others, and they're also now on the verge of getting Neymar, so they basically can afford to offload the player. I think he is a right back. I don't think it's our most essential position, is right back really. I think left back is slight concern, but if we can get that player in, then we can get that player in, and that's fantastic news. And also, it was confirmed yesterday that Manchester United had agreed to currently sign Nemanja Matic from Chelsea. It had been announced, his squad number's been announced. It was announced yesterday. It was just according to reports. Suggestions stirred up he was leaked in a Manchester United training kit, and that he was in a number 31 shirt. This is what he's going to be currently wearing at Manchester United, which has been currently vacant since Sebastian Schweinsteiger was there, that number 31 shirt. But yeah, it's very, very confirmed now. Matic did complete his current medical yesterday, so it is complete now. I don't know if this is a 40 or 50 million pound deal. I still don't think they've come to an agreement on an official fee yet. I think it's 40 or it's 50 million pound. It is definitely one of them guys. As I said, Abramovich had sanctioned him off for 50 million, whether that was the price tag or whether Manchester United were paying 50 million pound, or we're going to be paying 40 million pound. It was a big delay because basically there was supposed to be some bonus required in this part of this deal, maybe to see how he performs, or how many appearances and how he performs and how he progresses with Manchester United. But yeah, this is a agreed deal, which is fantastic news for the entirety of the summer. Basically, Jose Mourinho's wanted the player. He's looked to reunite with Matic. You know, he's looked to reunite with him, as he did fantastically well at Chelsea. He has done good at Chelsea. Matic. He's won honours in space 2-3 years. He's also a beast as well. He's very, very tall, so that's very, very beneficial. He played that instrumental role with Kante in the middle of the park last season. For the second period of the season, didn't really get much starts. He had the regular starts, but he considered that he wanted to make the move, and he wanted to basically get sanctioned off. He hadn't been training. He'd been training on his own. Didn't go to Asia with the rest of the Chelsea squad. But Di Marzio has announced on a couple of occasions we have been on the verge of capturing Nemanja Matic from Chelsea. We know Juventus has been there. From a Chelsea point of view, they may wanted maybe to get him to Juventus because we're an arch rival to Chelsea, but he was keen on making the move to Manchester United, and Juventus had dropped their interest. They're now interested more in getting Matuidi and someone else on the board. But yeah, it wasn't one of my main priorities, but it's always good to get your third significant signing of the summer. I don't know if it's agreed yet. He's a player that's been, as I said, he's been at Benfica. His performances are good there, Vitais. His performances for Serbia are fantastic as well. So I do have concerns about the player. I do have concerns about him, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's got enough tempo to his play. He's a bit slow. He's not very good at holding on to the ball, but he's going to experience a new facility. He's still in the Premier League, but he's going to experience a new facility. Best fans in England. one of the best history, one of the biggest clubs in the world. So just like Lukaku has done. So very good that Matic has come. He was always keen on the move to Manchester United. There was other options out there who I would have preferred that we could have got. Dyer, we can't get him because Tottenham are reluctant and resisted to sell the player. We can't get Fabinho. 9 goals just signed a contract, so we can't get him. He's a very dynamic midfielder. So yeah, it was Matic or nothing basically, and I think he will do well in our midfield. He didn't compliment Aurier Pogba, but I think he'll do well. And Carrick's also good there as a backup option. I think he'll maybe retire. He'll probably retire soon now. Will Michael Carrick? Sorry, that's about my vacuum cleaner. I think Michael Carrick will retire. He's good as a backup option. And also, Matic is better than Fellaini. We need to get rid of Fellaini. I don't know if Mourinho's still fully convinced that we will get rid of Mario Fellaini. We need to get rid of him. I said Galatasaray have been in talks. The director and Galatasaray, the Turkish press had reported they'd been in talks. I think it's about 4 million per season, but is it? Yeah, in a 4-year deal, but I don't know if a fee has come to an agreement for Fellaini, whether it's true, whether it's bullshit. I do not know, but we need to raise some money to get rid of Fellaini because I just don't think he's good enough anymore. So he doesn't complement our midfield either, and it'd be beneficial to get rid of him. Maybe get £9 or £10 million. We did pay £27.5 million for the player before. We've had him at Old Trafford for years. He hasn't really delivered the goods. He's performed in a couple of games, and he did get his name on the score sheet in the Valoranga game yesterday, which I didn't really watch, but I'm going to have a glance at the highlights so I can do a little review on the game. But yeah, I think he's proposed to the movies for Fellaini. I think that he does want to go, so it's good that we can raise some money for this for part of the Man Matic deal we're going to be getting, and yeah, that's good. With third significant sign, I think that takes us tally to maybe 140, 150 million pound now so far in this transfer window. So yeah. And also, the PSG right back is basically in space of 5 seasons. He has currently produced 19 assists as well. So that is pretty good for a defender. But apparently, it's come out this morning that he has also agreed terms. Not fully convinced to it, his bad reputation. But could he be the next player following up from Nemanja Matic? But yeah, I'm very more confident now we've got our third significant signing. That's what I wanted to get. I know it wasn't one of my main priorities, but we have got Matic and we have to back Jose Mourinho. And I do think with good players playing around him at a club like Manchester United, I think he will deliver the goods the right moments. Anything else up there? And yes, we've got some fantastic news on the youngster Den Donker. As I'll update you on a few occasions, 22 years old. Plays for Anderlecht. He played well against us in the Europa League last season. The director has given us some confidence in this. They've currently named their price tag for the youngster. I think it's around about £22 million. He's a player that's good, he's strong, he's quick, he's very tenacious, very compassive in the midfield. I think he'd be good there, Maybe Jose Mourinho plans to get him this transfer window, or maybe get him next summer, maybe if Carrick retires, but he'd be essential. I'd go for him right now because he is available down the line, and I think they're willing to accept £22 million. He's made centuries appearances. He's risen up the ranks fantastically well since 2009. Good player, and I think he made 52 appearances last season, scored 6 goals and got quite a few assists in there as well. He's also tall as well as this Den Donker. So yeah, I basically, for what I've watched of him, I would like him, and I think people have sent scouts out to go and currently watch the player. We know Milan have been in there, we know Red Bulls have been in there, but we could be favoured to get Den Donker on the board. Yeah, there's also I'm going to update you guys on what's his name, Neymar. Yes, Neymar. It's basically all agreed now. He's due his medical this week to complete. It's just currently been suggestions stirred up. He's just currently been on the plane with his father, currently on his way now to meet up with the PSG president. I think this is going to be on a 5-year deal. I think PSG have paid this 197 million pound for the player, which is absolutely astronomical business. It's going to rip the shreds of Paul Pogba last summer. It's going to rip the shreds of Bale back in 2013. It's going to rip the shreds of Ronaldo back in 2009. And it's going to rip the shreds of all the other big money deals. This is absolutely going to make history in world football. And I don't think they'll face any financial fair play regulations or breaking the financial fair play rules. I think they'll get over it somehow. I think Neymar has currently received his loyalty bonus today. I think his father's received a staggering amounts of money as well from Barca and PSG. He's benefited from this. Plus the agent fees are involved. Plus the agent fees are involved in this. Plus the salary as well, which is about 30-40 million a year. But I don't think it's nearly 500 million pound that Duncan Castle's apparently reported. It could end up being maybe nearly 400 million pounds, something like that in total. And this is basically a payment structure. Basically, this is a structure, so it's depending on how he performs at PSG. So yes, it's all but confirmed now. We knew Neymar wanted to leave. The PSG owners for the last week, since it all started off, have been in talks with Barcelona. His father's been in talks with the PSG officials. The PSG chairman's been trying to get the deal finalised. And it hasn't come to a conclusion, basically. Neymar's quoted out on a regular basis that he's told his friends he wants to leave. Barcelona were confident he would stay. Barcelona have basically now left the decision to him. They explained how much of an important figure that Neymar was for the team, because it's a player they wouldn't want to lose, one of their best players. But it's staggering amounts of money. Even he's not the best player in the world. He's one of them. You've got Lionel Messi there, who wouldn't even be going for that amount of money. You've got Ronaldo at Real Madrid, even though he's getting older, but it's still in his young days. He wouldn't be going for that amount of money. So absolute ridiculous amount of money. So PSG are willing to pay that money. So yeah, that's but it'd be beneficial for him because he'd become one of the highest paid players when he goes to PSG. Plus he's got his teammates there, such as Dani Alves, Thiago Silva and all that. So it would be beneficial for the player, and he's been hitting form in these pre-season games as well. Fantastic players. Performances in Brazil have been fantastic. So, and he's won mighty honours with Barcelona. He's essentially now at a bigger. He's been at a bigger club. Barcelona are a bigger club than PSG, but it would be a hard decision to do. How can you reject that amount of money? Two, he's got friends at PSG, but there again, he's got a good relation with Messi and Suarez at Barcelona. So it is an hard decision, but his decision has been finally made, and now he's a very combative, very tenacious player, good at driving forward, also good at breaking up the play. Interact with his teammates well. His overall game is absolutely phenomenal. But now Barcelona know they are convinced he is currently now leaving the club. So they're looking more in the region now to try and get them current alternative replacements for the player. There's basically people have had says on the matters with Neymar. Gerard Piqué's had a say on it. Ronaldo's told him not to leave. Cavani's had a say on the situation. Quite a lot of players have had a lot of say on the situation about it. A lot of people have had a lot of say on this situation regarding Neymar, but his decision has been made. He does now want to leave, and he is due his medical this week. So with that amount of money, you can get a new starting 11. You could even get 8 players, for that amount of money, maybe more. It's staggering amounts of money is this. And he's also been trained. He'd stormed off the training as well when he got into that fight. So suggestions still up there, he was feeling unsettled with Barcelona. So now this is going to be a new start for him. It's going to be a fantastic experience for him to go experience the French league, and the French league's quite good, and they've got a lot of good players in there as well in the French league. So be a good experience for Neymar. A lot of people wouldn't want him to leave, but the decision is his, and they're looking for their alternative replacements now at Barcelona. What Neymar has basically now on WhatsApp, I think, he's interacted with Coutinho, basically persuading him maybe not to join Barcelona as a replacement. We know Barcelona are heavily linked with Philippe Coutinho. They've thrown a lot of players in the equation to find the replacement of Neymar. They've looked at Coutinho. I think there has been negotiations going on before, but I think Liverpool have sanctioned it. They are reluctant to currently sell the player. They don't want to sell Neymar. They don't want to sell Coutinho. Liverpool, as their Emre Can could be going. They still need to address the midfield. They're not on elite opposition anymore, but Klopp wants to add depth in his squad, to get them better, maybe to progress better in the Champions League, maybe to be a better team this season. And they're struggling to get the pursuit of Naby Keita, as they've had 3 bids rejected for the dynamic midfielder. That's been one of their main priority targets, so they've missed out on him, but they probably would get a decent amount of money for Coutinho. They'll probably get £89-90 million for the player who's very agile, good at drawing forward. He does interact fantastically well in Liverpool's midfield. He's also a fantastic goal scorer as well. I think he got 13 goals last season, did the player. But Barcelona have had a move out from them there. They could prepare basically to pay out because they've now got this money, to pay that kind of money for Philippe Coutinho. But I think he does want to leave to maybe go to Barcelona. If he goes to Barcelona, though, he's experiencing a bigger facility. He's going to a much bigger club. Barcelona, a much bigger club than Liverpool. But he may not go, but Liverpool are standing firm, basically saying he may not leave. They've also thrown Griezmann into the equation. As I said, this could go against us because in January, when the transfer ban has gone, and then Atletico Madrid can buy players, we basically then want to get Griezmann on the board. It will be one of our main priorities to get Griezmann on the board for the early parts of the summer, the entirety of the early parts of the summer. We was very, very close to capturing Antoine Griezmann. He's a player that's good at leading the lines. He's good in the air. He's a very, very prolific goal scorer. As much as I'd love him, I don't think Griezmann will go to Barcelona. We could get him in January if no deals have been finalised for Griezmann, so he may stay at Atletico Madrid. He may be happy at Atletico Madrid for the time being. Obviously, Barcelona are much bigger, but they've had a move out for him as well. They've also tried throwing Di Maria into the equation as well, the current ex-Manchester United player also, and the ex-Real Madrid player. They've eyed a move out for him as well of Barcelona. They've thrown a few players into the equation. They've actually threw a few players into the equation. Who were the other player they threw into the equation? That's 3. They've also eyed a move out for Mbappe. So we'll see. But absolutely astronomical business. And I'm going to update you on Sanchez. More reports have broke out, as they did the other day, about Alexis Sanchez. We know PSG had been in negotiations. PSG could be still in there with a shout, even though they're going to capture Neymar. But how could they do that, basically, without breaking the FFP rules? How could they possibly do that? And that's including the agent fees of Sanchez and the wage as well. And he's currently demanding a £400,000 a week contract, is Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal. Wenger's only willing to pay him £275,000 a week. We know the other week it's been speculating that Sanchez wants Champions League football. Arsene Wenger's being ruthless. He's stood firm. He's poured cold water on the whole speculation, and he's still confident that Sanchez will stay with Arsenal or see off his current deal. But he'd missed training. He didn't go training because he claimed he was absent and he was sick for training. Arsene Wenger has had a few interviews over the last week, and he's basically classified this as mistranslated for the player. PSG directed had been in negotiations with Sanchez over potentially making a move for him to go to PSG, and his agent as well. But now City could be emerged as the front runners. They could be now in favour to get him. It broke out they were willing to offer him a £320,000 a week deal, which would be nearly £400,000, including the add-ons as well in part of the deal. And now I think Sanchez has quoted out he's keen on looking to reunite with Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. He's looking to reunite with Manchester City. Pep Guardiola now, I think he's trying to push a deal through for around about £50 million for the player. Nothing has been agreed just as yet, but City are keen to get him for £50 million. I'm not surprised. Are City going to break the FFP financial fair play? Because They've spent over £200 million on 5 players. And if they get Sanchez, which would be their 6th significant signing of the summer, which they're doing fantastic business, I'm going to be honest with you, that'd take it to, it's not 50 million. Take it to nearly £400 million. That'd be including the agent fees and the salary as well, or maybe just below 400 million, should I say, not thousand, 400 million. But I think he's keen on making a move. PSG could be still in there with a shout, but I think his preferred move is now going to Manchester City. I think more negotiations will be going on in the next couple of days with Sanchez, but he's adamant now that he does want to leave the club. With the stuff that he's posted on Instagram, gained a lot of Arsenal's attention, and looks realistically now that Sanchez is departing the club. They are going to raise funds for this, but they'll have to find alternative replacements for the player. Will Arsenal, anything else to update you guys on today? And yes, with Chelsea, they're looking now. Now we've got Matic, they're looking to find alternative replacements. After already spending up over £100 million, they're looking to still get more players on the board. The Chelsea, they've looked at Renato Sanchez as a possible alternative replacement because they're going to benefit from this 40 million or 50 million deal that we've agreed with Chelsea. They're looking to get Renato Sanchez on the board. I think they have made inquiries with the player and the manager of Chelsea. But it could come to a conclusion because I think his preferred destination is going to AC Milan. We know Manchester United have been there, but we are now proposed that we're now not going to get him. AC Milan have also been in discussions about capturing Renato Sanchez. Bayern Munich had held a £43 million deal out, or you could get him on a loan deal. I think Chelsea have been in talks of maybe getting the player on a loan deal. He's a player that's at a big facility, you know, he's at a massive club, but he's not getting the first team football that he wants, and you could saw last season he wasn't getting the first team football. He came from Benfica and he's still only a young player, so he still needs to gain more experience. He hasn't had that expectation. It hasn't met as he expected. You know, when you've got likes of Vidal there, you've got Rodriguez there. He's not going to get the first team football, and a youngster wants to get that first team football. I like him. He's versatile. He's good on rivals. He's tenacious, compassive, good at breaking up the play. Also, very good young athlete. When he performs, and his glowing reputation in the Euros were absolutely fantastic. That's why he's attracted a lot of teams. But he could go to AC Milan. But Chelsea have been in negotiations about getting him on the board as a replacement for Matic. Chelsea have also looked at getting other players on the board as well. I haven't really looked into what's going on with the Alex Sandro case. Chelsea have looked into Alex Sandro from Juventus. I think Juventus are reluctant to sell the player because Juventus have raised a lot of money for Bonucci and Dani Alves, but they've lost two of their key iconic figured players who probably generated. He's one of the best right backs in the world, is Dani Alves. With the amount of honours he's won, with his performances, you know, he was at Barcelona 8 years as well. Centre back, Bonucci, probably one of the best centre backs in world football also. But Juventus would not want to lose another player in the same calibre as them also. So I think they may stand firm. But Chelsea are willing to break the world record fee for a defender like Manchester City having this transfer window. I think there was talks they were preparing to offer between 60 and 70 million pounds for the player. More things might have updated about that. I will have a look about that Alexandra case. We know Chelsea have been in for Aubameyang on a couple of occasions. Chelsea have been in for Hernandez, but obviously he's joined West Ham, which I think is a good signing for West Ham. Chelsea have been in for a lot of players. They've been in for Van Dijk before. They've been in for Bonucci before, didn't get him. So yeah, Chelsea is still they're going to be spending big this summer after they've already spent over £100 million on 3 players. So big teams are going to spend big this summer. We've spent basically big on 3 players, and we're looking to add more to that. So doesn't always mean being a checkbook manager you are going to gain success, guys. Is there anything else to update you on? And also about Depay's been thrown into the equation a couple of times. A player I do really like. Prolific goal scorer, good at leading the lines. I think got 11 goals last season, 7 assists for Juventus. Progressed to the Champions League final and also won the Italian league. Very, very good player. I'd love him at Manchester United, but I think they're also reluctant to sell him as well. Juventus are standing firm. They're being ruthless. And I just don't think they'll offload Depay. Barcelona have tried throwing him in the equation as well. So more will update what happens when Neymar's fully complete and who Barcelona are going to eye up to replace the player. Also, latest news about Ivan Perisic. Regards of Ivan Perisic for the entirety of the summer. Could he be the next player now that's following up with Matic? You know, we've had bids rejected before. We've had a few updates. Basically, Spalletti has sprouted out. Basically, he's free to leave. He's opened the door for him to maybe leave. But before, he had insisted that the negotiations and talks were over with the two clubs about finalising a deal for Perisic. And he was very convinced and confident he was going to be staying. But now Manchester United fans are urged to get Perisic, which would be fantastic because we do need that dedicated width, that player that can get balls into the box, such as Perisic can do that. Fantastic player. And his overall stats with Inter Milan were dramatic, even though they had a lacklustre campaign. Obviously, they had to comply for the financial fair play regulations. But I think they eased that off by they got small deals done, so I think they did ease that off. So then they may have been reluctant to sell the player. I still think Inter Milan still are convinced that they do want to keep the player. They've explained how much of an important figure and how much of an important player that Perisic is. But he did say, I cannot keep him against his will. Whatever he wants, we can't stop him against his own will. And he does want to force the move. He's basically been forcing the move for the entirety of the window. But the directors have poured cold water on the speculation. Lou Spalletti's had a lot to say on the situation as well. Ed Wood was gone on the tour to try and get deals finalised with Mourinho. I do like Ed Wood, though. He's got 4 years experience. So I still think we will get Perisic. I think more talks will happen. And he's been recently teasing people on social media on a couple of occasions, as well as even Perisic. But yeah, I would like him. Obviously, we'd all prefer Gareth Bale over even Perisic because of the comparison. But I just don't think Gareth Bale's happening. Whether Kylian Mbappe goes to Madrid or not, I don't know. But I don't think that Bale will happen, with more chance of getting Perisic. Perisic still got tremendous speed, though. He's good at physically going around defenders. He's fast, he's quick. He's very good at breaking up the play. He's good at driving forward. And he can cross balls into the box. And got good attributes that he can bring at Manchester United. Inter Milan have also tried on a few occasions involving Martial as part of the deal as well. So yeah, it still could happen. I don't think the transfer is inflated. There's still a possibility that we could get Perisic, and that would take our transfer tally now. Maybe that would probably take it to nearly 200 million then. So at least we'd have 4 good signings, and we've got 3 signings, and we're looking to build onto that, maybe to get another player at least, or another 2 at least. So there you go. So yeah, anything else to update you guys on today? Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have a look at some more transfer rumours, see if it's updated, and I'm going to be notifying you guys about that. And Aurier the PSG fullback could happen, but with his bad reputation that he's got over the years that he's been doing, you know, he's been banned from a couple of things, so that may go against him making a move to Manchester United. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments and likes below on my video, as usual, and take it easy, and I'll see you later. Bye.